Meghan's really making it super duper 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 obvious who her favorite child is, and it's Lily. It's Lily. It's 100% Lily. There's no other way to do this. It is 100% Lily. She gets a literal 2-day birthday thing in California, staying at the Dream Suite in the park. So she gets this like huge birthday weekend. And Archie, they might have spent Archie's birthday. Well, no, they didn't because Harry was out of town. Like I could have said they spent Archie's birthday in Mexico, but they didn't. So what did Archie get? Because we see one child getting a 2-day birthday extravaganza in Disneyland, probably costing 15 grand or more. And Archie gets chopped liver. So let's look at it and see here. And also, despite this being about like Lily or should be about Lily, there's at least 2 instances for sure where it's like all about Meghan. Now, granted, this is her feed, but again, it's that kind of thing where she gives you a little bit and then it's like, oh no, it's really about me. It's really about me. So let's watch this. So, hand with Lily, and they're going to meet Elsa. Does Archie want to be there? Probably not. This is what his little baby sister wants to do. And he's probably like, why am I here? Now, granted, he could like the Frozen 2, and I wouldn't be surprised if Meghan forces him to watch Frozen instead of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That would be kind of Meghan's thing. Yes, there we go. And so, and this shot in particular, guys, I grew up in Southern California. I have been to Disneyland numerous times. I know every ride. I know a lot about the parks. And she's wearing white pants on Splash Mountain. Wearing white pants on Splash Mountain. You guys, okay, they might have fixed the ride finally. So if you're not familiar with Disneyland, the Splash Mountain ride used to be awesome, where it splashed you a little bit and you got a little bit wet, and then you could kind of go about your day. So it was like it was a way to cool off, in the heat of the park. They changed the dynamics of the ride. So like there might be a huge wave of water that comes over you, and I've seen people get soaked completely from head to toe. Head to toe. So I wanted to go on Splash Mountain, and I'm glad I did because, of course, they took it away and made it the Tiana ride. I like the original one better, to be honest. I haven't been on the Tiana one, but I just appreciate the original, and I'm going to stick with that. Anyways, so I went to there, and I particularly planned. My dad was like the only one who would go with me because, nobody, it was like a birthday trip. So nobody else wanted to get sopping wet. And I literally wore leggings, which now I think is much more common to wear at the parks. I wore leggings in part because I knew I would get soaked. And my poor dad wore jeans, and he was like soaking for much of the rest of the day, the poor soul. So I see these pants and I'm like, oh my gosh, her pants, she might have gone down the ride and her pants might have been transparent. Good going, mom. Good going. Like just wear leggings. Just wear leggings. And then it's like, this is her. Look, she's looking back and she's looking at the camera. She's not looking at Harry. She's looking at the camera. And oh, guys, if you don't know as well, when it comes to Splash Mountain, they actually give you baggies to put your phone and stuff in because you get so wet. Now, if they changed up the ride, number one, amazing, because I would ride that ride a lot more then. But if they still get soaked like they did before, those pants aren't going to make it, and she's going to be walking around and everybody's going to be able to see her underwear. I'm just saying to you guys right now. Oh, Joyce says, I think the park was empty for them. No, that's not what happens at all. You're a VIP. They have back entrances to get in the front of the rides and stuff like that. So there are easy ways to get people in and out without making it very much a presence. And then we also have Creative Chaosify says, after Ruby Frankie, it's no longer cool to constantly film your kids for social media. Apparently, Meghan didn't get the memo. Yeah, there's a guy I watch, Dad Challenge podcast, talking about the exploitation of children on family vlogs. And I do find that really interesting. And so it's kind of illuminating what families actually do, how so much of it is all for show. So a lot of this could be, again, all for show. I just think of Meghan and, being a royal, having your wedding watched by billions of people maybe, and she can only get 3.6 million people to follow her on Instagram. That's pretty weak sauce. Okay, so again, this picture I feel like is all about Meghan, celebrating Meghan. So let's go on. So we have Lily here, red hair. Again, guys, you can actually choose like embryos that have a particular hair color. I would not be surprised if Harry and Meghan went in that direction. So they're on the Dumbo ride in case you're unfamiliar. And so this is the one like soul thing Archie gets. And to me, I feel like this picture is like the most staged of all of them. To me, this feels the most staged. It feels incredibly, incredibly staged. And again, she's wearing the white pants there, guys. Guys, I cannot even tell you right now how much white would be the last thing I would wear to Disneyland. It's dirty. Like they keep it clean. But just walking around and stuff like that, there's like you'll get dirty. I would not wear white to Disneyland. That'd be like the last color I would wear is white. I'm just like, to me, that just, especially on Splash Mountain, like you go on Splash Mountain. Sorry, guys. Again, having been a long time Disney goer, I will tell you right now, if you sit on Splash Mountain ride, you might sit in wet water already. Like the canoe itself might still have a decent amount of water in the bottom. And you're going in there with white pants? Again, I can only hope maybe they finally switch the ride back to where you get sprinkled instead of soaked. Because it was so much better when you got sprinkled instead of soaked. I just got to say. Princess Goose said, I agreed with you about the A's family who had millions of people watching their videos back in the day. They started from nothing and now have much more they eventually had than her. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people can go from nothing to a lot in this kind of media economy. And actually the mom from A's family, she still has more followers than Meghan Markle does. Now, the twerking video did help because again, sex sells on Instagram. You'd be surprised how many people like post kind of thirst trap type content on there. And sometimes it's kind of challenging not to, but you see a lot of women who do it despite also sharing pictures of their kids because they're trying to generate that. So that's again Megan's thing. And this Disney video, maybe it gained her 100,000 followers. It might have still been the twerking, but I don't think the kids will do quite as much. Yeah, Zodiac says, no, most people can't get the VIP pass. Many people cannot even afford the day pass, let alone VIP. Disney's overrated and a ripoff. I mean, it is. I love Disney, but the VIP was, when I looked at it, wasn't like horrifically awful as I thought it would be. I was thinking it would be like $10,000. It was less than that. So you could potentially share it. Although I think you still have to buy the tickets separately, which is a ripoff. That's definitely a ripoff. If you're paying for VIP, the tickets should be included in the VIP package. That's all I'm saying. So, Mary Ruth says, did you all notice that Archie is wearing long sleeves and Lily is wearing a sundress? Yes. I mean, it kind of depends on what the kids want to wear. You're kind of at that age where the kids might have particular things they want to wear, those type of things. Oh, Babette says, I saw a woman at a theme park wearing a white skirt. She sat down and somebody spilled chocolate ice cream. Yes, do not wear white. Do not wear white at a theme park, guys. Don't wear white. A horrible thing to wear. I mean, I'm sure she had Disney park people like sanitizing every place where she sat just to make sure. Like, I cannot fathom wearing white to Disneyland. I cannot fathom that. Oh my gosh, it's been so crazy. Like this is all that Archie got. And you could say Harry's a little bit excited. Hopefully Archie enjoyed it. But he definitely is not getting a birthday party in Disney. So life isn't as good for him. And so look, and it says Lily, trying to see if when in that video, or at least one of the videos, is that maybe Archie is labeled there too. But she said in particular in the post for Lily's birthday. So you see Lily. Oh, that's a first visit pin. Okay, sorry. You guys can't see. Let me pull it up. My apologies. Okay, so this, guys, so you have Lily's birthday pin, and this is a first visit pin. Guys, think about this. The first time Archie goes to Disneyland, which is very close to them, they could have always paid for this the entire time. It's for his sister's birthday. I feel so sorry for him because Disney, at least it's such a cool day that's what she gets for her birthday, and he gets apparently chopped liver is oh, I feel so sorry for the kid. I feel so sorry for him. This should have not been a birthday trip. This should have been a family trip. And yes, Lily's birthday was attached to it, but this might have been over her birthday. Ugh, I just feel so sorry for him, to be honest. I feel so sorry for him. That like I feel like that really sucks. That really sucks. So let's keep going. And then you got to wonder, where is Archie? Lily's getting her moment. Archie's probably hidden behind Meghan, to be fair. But at the same time, yeah. And apparently the girl who plays Elsa knows what Lily looks like. But can we? No. Wonder how much. Oh, and we had to show like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 corn dogs. Did we really need to see the shot of 7 corn dogs? And apparently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pickles? Or, yeah, it's a little weird. I wonder who else was there. Probably, well, we know the security guards, guys, because we'll see them a couple in this picture here. So, so this is an interesting one because they may have had to. So this is, I think, the blaster ride for Buzz Lightyear, very popular ride, and it's a conveyor belt ride. So it's constantly going, and so it's one of those things where you have to get on. So they might have had to. They didn't clear out the ride, but they probably let them go in like a. They probably shut down the ride briefly to let them get on and off so that they wouldn't be seen. So let's keep going. Kids on the carousel, that's exciting. So different outfit here for Lily. Archie can't really see him. Well, of course, that's the point for Meghan. And of course, it's Lily's birthday. Again, Archie's birthday was only a month ago. She gets a whole 2 days at Disney. Like, you got to wonder, how much did they spend on Archie's birthday? Because they're spending like 15 to 20 grand on hers. So, Alana says, I was at Disneyland on Main Street when I heard the news that Queen Elizabeth passed away. That's sad. That's sad. Lemon Drop Kid said, with flower sprinkles. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Mary says, Harry is treating his son like the spare. And there's actually an interesting thing my mom shared that I will put that in there. So let's keep going. So she must like Ariel because Ariel has red hair. And so that's a bodyguard. I'm sure that's probably the nanny. And there's Lily in the back, it must be. So looks like Meghan might be grabbing his hand or something. And this is a very popular ride for the boys. This is in California Adventure. So there are 2 parks, Disneyland and California Adventure. You can walk from one exit right into the other entrance. They're just like catty corner from each other, if you don't know. Used to be where the parking lot was at Disneyland way back in the day, in case you didn't know. So, yeah, so she's got her Mickey hat on. And again, bodyguard, nanny. And so then they're in the back somewhere. They're probably going to visit somebody. Trying to think of where that could be. I'm just curious. So at least they did. She's got a mini thing. They honestly, this is actually honestly kind of a terrible picture. Because to me, they both look like unengaged parents. Lily is behind Meghan. I don't think Meghan's holding her hand. As like, oh, they got somebody to show a picture of them. It's honestly kind of weird, to be quite honest. And then this picture, so this is where the dream suite is. So this is Tom Sawyer's Island right here. If you don't know, this is the little river that goes through the park, in case you don't know, again. And so it's a place where they can stay. So I was thinking this was her pajamas, but she did wear that all day. So I don't know. And so they can't get their picture taken and not really have anybody see them. It looks like people are down there, but they wouldn't really be able to tell that it's them. And the positioning of this picture here is very interesting because Meghan looks like the star. And you can almost feel Harry overcompensating for Lily being the star of the 2 days by like hugging him and stuff. Like, Harry looks like the kid and Meghan looks like the mom with 3 kids. That's honestly what this picture looks like. So Azima says either show the kids or don't. Yeah, that's my situation, is either show them or don't. I don't care either way, but I just find the kind of flip-flopping a little odd, to be honest. And then the last picture here, to me, is also the most, I would almost argue, strange. I could almost say disturbing, which is that this is a day that's weekend that's supposed to be about the kids, right? It's supposed to be her birthday. The parents went on Space Mountain without the kids. So they're their 2 bodyguards or whatever. So the parents are on the Space Mountain having fun. And where are the kids? With the nanny. Now, that does happen, of course, but my experience always was, and again, guys, I went to Disney a lot as a kid, is that my parents did not ride a ride unless we could ride it with them. There was not a moment where they were like, "Oh, we really wanna ride Space Mountain. So here, go hang out with, our friends maybe who are with us or a family member or something like that, and we're gonna go and ride the ride." No, no. Our parents, we only rode what we could ride with them. So we did switch off though, because my sister was pretty short, even growing up. And so it took her longer to be able to ride the bigger rides. And so there were times where my parents would switch off because I wanted to ride this ride. My sister wanted to ride this other ride. And so our parents would sort of try to manage both of us. But I find it particularly telling, and I think a little selfish to go, "Oh, yeah, the last ride's for us. The last ride's for us." Like, the last picture, and that's the whole thing. The last picture there is of them by themselves without the kids. And it's like, "Oh, yeah, we're gonna just shuck the kids off somewhere so we can ride this ride." Again, I can see that, but at the same time, that was not my experience as a kid. My parents only did what we could do. So yeah, they didn't go on all the fun rides because they were the adults. This again screams to me that they're sort of kids. And I would get it maybe if Doria was there or something like that. But yeah. And we have Diz fans saying, don't forget how Megan compared herself to Ariel and Oprah. That's so true. That's so true. She lost her voice, guys. She lost her voice. Even though the entire time all Megan did was talk. She lost her voice. Oh, poor soul. All right. And we do have DS said in super chat, no one in the public posted pictures of the kids' faces. So, like, there's ways to get around the park, I'm sure, with staff from Disney where you're almost essentially not seen. And I'm sure that's what they were able to pull off. There are parts of the rides. So again, if you've never been to Disneyland a lot, there are sections of the rides where you would be able to get in without a lot of people seeing you. And there are and they do shut down the rides in terms of that. For a handicapped person, let's say this happened to me on Haunted Mansion, that they would stop the ride when because it's one of the conveyor belt ones. So the little coffin things are constantly moving. They're like little like the little place where you sit, they're like little coffins. And so they're on this conveyor belt. And so it's like do 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 do, and they just keep going. And so you actually get on a moving walkway to get on the ride. So they do shut that down for somebody who's handicapped. So I'm sure for Harry and Meghan, they did shut some of the rides down so they could get on at a different section and then get off at a different section. And I have been on the rides when they've shut down. So I've been on California Screamin' when it shut down. I think it's in Incredibles right now. I've been on the roller coaster in downtown Disney. And of course, Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones ride always breaks down. If you've never been to Disneyland, it breaks down at least once a day. Always, always. So I've been on there. We were on the bridge actually, and there was like fire shooting up, and I stopped. They were like, okay. And we had to walk out back through the ride. So there are ways to get them on and off the rides where minimal people see them. So that's just something. If you've never been to the parks, you don't know. And so if people really didn't see them or didn't know, there's no way to post the pictures. And if they're employees, they might get fired if they post a picture, an unauthorized picture, because they paid for the VIP package, should not be seen and stuff like that. So that's 100% possibility there in case you didn't know. Okay. And we have Angie gave a super chat as well. How many new followers from Twerking and Disney? Too phony and Ruby Frankie for me. LOL. Love your insight. Why, thank you. Yeah. So the Disney stuff, I think only about 100,000, maybe. The twerking got the most. We're going to set this down a little bit. There we go. So the twerking got the most. because it is the most, let's say, again, I think it's the sex factor that sold it. And some of the people who were like, yes, this is the Megan we want to follow or whatever. Not really because it was all that good. So that's just something to keep in mind. But yeah, it's a little too Ruby Frankie. There, if you don't know who Ruby Frankie is, she was the mom who was like severely abusing, especially her younger two children under and she ran a YouTube channel for a long time called 8 Passengers. So she was doing that. And so, yeah, like the kind of the thing is when you look at like family vlogs, is that so much of it is staged. And some of it is real, but like there was one point I think where they said Ruby Frankie, like she had witnessed an accident and like her first instinct was to grab her camera and like shove the camera in her kid's face as they, saw the accident that had happened or whatever and saw the fallout from that. We will go ahead, guys, and wrap it up. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I shall talk to you again very soon. Miss Pippa says bye. Can you say bye, Miss Pippa? Bye bye. Bye bye.